Hey there guys, what's going on? It's that guy Mark. Um, Today is going to be a little bit different. This might seem a bit strange, and a couple of you guys might wonder why I'm doing this because I am relatively new to YouTube, and you're probably thinking, why am I wanting to sort of chuck my personal life onto YouTube? Well, to be fair, it's not really. I'm not really that bothered about sharing my personal life because at the end of the day, you guys don't really know who I am, so you're not got to. So it's not like you got to turn around to me at work and be like, "Oh, it's you" or anything like that, because you don't know where I work or anything about me really. Um, but yeah, so it's a bit strange that I actually got into YouTube in the first place, because basically I am not in any way the most outgoing person in the world. In fact, I'm quite the opposite. Um, I I struggle with quite a lot of social anxiety and just sort of anxiety in general. And actually, it's sort of what has triggered off my sort of run of bad luck really at the moment. Now, I know it's gonna sound a bit strange because I think, well, what bad luck have you had and stuff? Because I've not really told you anything about myself. So basically, like I said, I've always sort of struggled with social anxiety and stuff like that, sort of talking to people. And I'll admit, I'm not exactly. I was never the popular kid at school. I don't really have many mates. I talk to a lot of people. I am very sort of. I live quite a very enclosed life with only a couple of people. But sort of, if we go back, sort of about 4 months now. Probably about 4 months. I Well, as you guys know, I work for Ford as a mechanic, as an apprentice. Um, and at first, I loved my job, and it was ace, and it was fun getting to tinker with cars and stuff like that, and take stuff apart and put stuff back together. Um, but then, unfortunately, a new company took over, which I'm not going to mention their name just because I'll probably end up getting sacked because they have people everywhere watching. But pretty much, stuff sort of started to go downhill a bit. Because the thing is obviously I'm an apprentice and I'm learning how to do the job. And I like to think I'm not bad at the job, but I do need sort of just a little bit of extra time just to do stuff, just because obviously I'm still learning how to do the job. Um, and unfortunately, this particular company just seems to have a massive, like, work, just make money, which I guess every company does, but they don't seem to really care about the fact that I'm an apprentice and I'm still learning how to do the job. So unfortunately, that means that I make mistakes, and then obviously when you make mistakes as a car mechanic, that's not a good thing because you can kill people. And that's sort of how it all started, with getting really bad anxiety and stuff. And I actually were in a situation where I'd left a wheel loose on a customer's vehicle, and if she'd have driven off, I could have possibly killed her and her family. Um, so that's sort of what started it. So I started having trouble sleeping, stuff like that, and then just sort of work just seemed to get worse and worse for me. Just sort of, my manager's not. It's not a very nice man, to say the least. And I've sort of struggled sleeping, having nightmares, thinking that I'm killing people and stuff like that at work. I'm not. I hope I'm not anyway. So I struggled sleeping, and I've just got quite down, just down about myself really. I've been going to counselling for quite a while, sort of bereavement counselling, speaking about my dad, because my dad passed away when I was quite young, when I was 7 years old. Um, but I've always, sort of for the past 4 months, I have really struggled with just feeling really down and just depressed, not wanting to do anything. Um, and to be fair, the main thing that kept me going was sort of my car, really, and my girlfriend. She's probably not going to be right happy when she watches this video and hears I've put it in that order. I didn't mean to put it in that order, but yeah, so my car sort of meant everything to me, and my dad left me some money behind when he passed away. I actually bought myself quite a nice car. I got myself a little BMW 1 Series, which ideally I'd have preferred something a bit. If I were going to go for a BMW, it wouldn't be a 1 Series, but that's sort of what I had, and it's what I chose to have because it was convenient, because it looked nice, and I could get the dogs in it as well, because I have two dogs. Um, but unfortunately, obviously, I went on antidepressants. She said they were more for anxiety. Did the doctor? I'd been going and seeing this doctor quite a lot, and she ended up putting me on these antidepressants. Um, and then basically, these antidepressants, I'd only been on them 3 weeks, and then caused these fits. Um, so it were a bit. Obviously, I had these fits, just sort of thinking, well, how can this get any worse? And then obviously it sort of dawned on me that since I've had a fit, I'm going to end up losing my license, because we can't. Because if I'm having a fit all the time, I can't be driving, can I? So I'm in the process now of finding out what's happening with my license. I mean, it might turn around to me and they might say I can have it in a month, which I'll get on to explain why that is. So yeah, so I ended up basically at my girlfriend's house and ended up having a fit. I didn't even realise I'd had this fit at first. I thought she was just taking piss with my girlfriend. She just woke me up and said, "You've just had a fit," and I felt perfectly fine. I was just like, "Are you sure?" And then next thing I know, I wake up and there's my girlfriend with her mum and dad staring at me, and they go, "You have just had a really serious fit, like about a 5 minute long fit, 6 minute long fit, something like that." And at that point, I woke up and I felt like shit, to say the least. But yeah. So then I went into hospital, and it sort of came very apparent that I wasn't going to be able to drive. And I guess I guess you could look at it as, I guess I should be happy because I've been off work for the past month and a half now. So I guess that's sort of a bit of a positive, but in the grand scheme of things, it isn't really, because I'm also losing out on money. But yeah, so basically I ended up having to sell my car, because they basically said to me, "Yep, definitely you're not going to be driving for a year," sort of thing. Which we're a bit gutted really, due to the fact of this car meant everything to me. I know quite a lot of people, it's not their taste and they like to say it's a bit of a hairdresser's car, but I bought that car with my dad's money, so it sort of meant everything to me. Did that car? It was almost like having my dad around, really. And I mean, I looked after that car like it were my child. I mean, and then when I came to having to sell it, unfortunately I had it on finance. I didn't have enough money that I could afford to have the inside, just buy it outright. Hence why I got rid of the car, because I owed finance, and if I ended up being off work, it was quite a lot of finance I was paying per month. But I had a decent wage, so I felt comfortable in paying it. And yeah, basically when I came to sell it, I owed 10,000, like 10,800, I think it was, and I took it to BMW, and they sort of gave me the best offer of 9,750. Anyway, so I take it in, and they must have been rubbing their hands, because when they saw it, I mean, it would split mint. I mean, I'd just before I had my fit, I'd vacked it out, I'd polished it and made it look really nice. I mean, it looked like a brand new car, to be fair. I mean, they even joked and said you've done a better job of cleaning it than what their valeters do. So I went and dropped that off, and then the real slap in the face was I had about 1,000. I had about £1,500 left from what my dad left me, and obviously I had to spend about 1,100 of that on paying the rest of the finance off. Really, it was just sort of like the final kick in the teeth, really. But yeah, so that's a bit sad, and then it's just everything just sort of seems to be a bit tough at the moment. Obviously, basically I went to a neurologist, and this neurologist said that it was most probably these tablets that were causing me to have these seizures. And I know some of you are going to think, "Oh, well, how ungrateful are you? You know that at least you've not got epilepsy or anything like that." And yeah, by all means, I understand that I don't have epilepsy, but we are quite sort of, I guess at the end of the day, we are quite selfish creatures, humans, and don't get me wrong, I am very grateful that I don't have epilepsy or anything like that, and that everything is okay. However, it's just a bit. It just could have come at a better time, I guess. I know there's never really a good time to have a fit, but it could have been when I wasn't on the edge of just suicide, pretty much. I know you all are probably thinking, "What are you doing? Why are you telling us all this? You strange person. You like this is your sixth video you've made on YouTube, and you're just spilling your soul out to us all, sort of thing." I'm not saying all this because I want you all to feel sorry for me and be like, "Oh, you're such an inspiration" and stuff like that. Because in no way am I an inspiration. I'm just sort of doing it just so you guys sort of get to know about me, get to know the real me. Because I know quite a lot of people who watch people on YouTube and they'll think, "Oh, he's really got his life together," sort of thing, and he knows what he's doing and he's happy, and sort of think, "Oh, I wish I was like that." But you'd be surprised sort of how many, like, just because I'm on here and I'm talking and I seem quite happy, in no way means that everything's okay. I mean, getting back to sort of the original question of why I'm doing YouTube is because this is, when I do this, as much as I probably sound like I'm scared to death and not really knowing what to say. True, I'm not really knowing what to say. And it's quite strange me talking to a computer screen, but doing this sort of just really just helps. It helps me just forget about what's going on in the real world, and I can come on my computer and I can just chill out and go on a game for a bit that I enjoy doing, and then I can post the content to you guys, and then hopefully maybe just if you're having a bit of a crap day, you might just watch my video and it might just sort of, even if just while you're watching the video you just feel a little bit better, that sort of like 20-30 minutes that you're watching my video, maybe it just brightens up your day a little bit. But yeah, so I get, basically as I was saying, so I'm not gonna be shy and not say anything, seeing as I've already said. I have been in situations where I have tried to end my life, and I know it's probably a bit strange me telling you guys this, but it's just, I'd never wish for it upon anyone. It's a very strange sort of feeling to think that's the best solution. It's just strange, like thinking this is what I need to do. This is the best thing I can do. And I mean, it's easy for people that haven't been in the situation where they're just like, "Oh well, how hard can it be? Surely it's not that bad." And then you have people saying it's so selfish, you horrible person. How can you do that? Think about all your loved ones. And yeah, I guess in a way it is quite a selfish act, but it's also, I think it's also got to be one of people who actually do take their own lives. People call them cowards because they don't face up to like life and what they're dealing with, but I think they're almost quite the opposite. I think people who actually do take their own lives, it's got to be probably the bravest thing anyone can do, and you're probably thinking, well, what's brave about it? You're just running away from all your problems. But for all you people out there that say, "Oh, you coward," I want you to just think about it. How would you feel if you were sat at the edge of a bridge, or you were sat somewhere with a handful of tablets, looking at them, knowing that taking these tablets is gonna end your life? It's in no way it's just in no way a cowardice act. Anyone that says it is a cowardice act clearly hasn't really thought it through very well. But I understand why people get angry and say, "Oh, it's a selfish act." And yeah, in a way it is probably the most selfish act, because when you do it, you're leaving all your family behind. But don't think that you don't think about that. I know when I was sat up on the moor, I mean, I even took my dogs with me because I didn't want my mum to know what was happening. I took my dogs with me, and I was sat on top of the moor, and I was there with this handful of tablets, just sitting there thinking, if I do this, there's no coming back from it, sort of thing. And then when I was up there, it dawned on me. I thought, well, what's going to happen with my dogs? Are they going to stay by me? Are they going to run off and get lost? And then that's something extra. And then I did there's everything went through my mind, thinking, well, is it that bad? Can you deal with it? And then stuff like thinking, well, what's my mum gonna think, and stuff like that. You wouldn't believe what goes through your head. It's unless you've been through it, you'll never. It's like I can talk and talk about it, but you'll never truly understand the feeling unless you yourself have gone through it. I mean, people can talk about it, but it's one of them things that just no one can properly explain, because it's just such a unnatural thing for a human to do. I mean, your entire, like, every bone in your body is just sort of feeling, don't do it, but then there's that part of you that just feels you have to, and it's got to be the scariest, most lonely feeling in the world. But yeah, like I said, I'm not saying all this. I don't want like loads of pity. Just like I don't want like everyone to be thinking, oh, I was just doing this to get views and stuff like that. I'm in no way doing this to get views. I'm doing this just because I am having a particularly rough time, and just talking about it. I know I'm not really talking to anyone, but at the same time, this can go everywhere. Everyone in the world could see this if they really wanted to. But it's just nice to be able to talk, and almost no one's gonna, well, I'm talking about it, I've not got anyone to say anything back. And I know there is a comment section, so I mean, after this video's released, people could go mental and just start calling me some little pansy and all sorts of abuse. Now, that's what the internet's like, unfortunately. And I mean, as much as, like I said, I've got my problems, I understand that that's probably going to be a thing, so I'm not going to be, for anyone who does comment that and thinks I'm going to be there crying, and it's going to cause me to just tip over the edge. It's not. Because I'd like to think that I'm sort of not at that stage where I want to do anything like that again. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm in no way sort of in an easy stage of my life. I'm very much confused, not knowing what I'm going to do in my life, because the job that I thought I loved, I hate it. I don't want to do it anymore. It's an absolute... I mean, I don't know what people have of the motor trade, but the motor trade is just about as shit as what you'd expect it to be. Especially in my garage, it's just stupid, some of the stuff that goes on. But yeah, it's just, I don't really like. There's no sort of meaning to this video, really. I'm not, like I say, I'm not getting you guys to feel sorry for me, and I'm not. I guess if there is a meaning, I'm just sort of introducing you to me, the guy that you listen to, and just sort of say that although people may be sat on YouTube and seem happy, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything's alright. And I just made a really weird noise. But yeah, I just enjoy doing this. Like I said, it just helps me forget about the real world and all the problems that's going on. Don't have to think about going back to work. I don't have to think about what's going to happen with me financially and what my future holds. All I can do is I can just sit here and I can just play some games, do what I love doing, and then I get to share with you guys doing what I love doing. And that's sort of why I've decided to do it, because it is something I enjoy doing. And to be fair, I enjoy doing this more than what I do at work at the moment. I mean, yeah, it'd be great if this channel ends up taking off, and I mean, I end up doing this as a full-time job, and even if I'm not, by no way do I expect to be sort of like one of the greats that's earning like millions or all like that. Even if I'm just sort of earning enough to get by and live in like a little apartment. If I'm living in a little apartment and I don't have a car, but I can sort of get around, but this is what I'm doing, then that'd just be a dream. This would be doing something that I truly love doing. And I know I mean, you think about how many YouTube channels there are out there and how many people actually make a living off of doing videos. I mean, it's not a lot. But that's sort of not, I'm not doing this with the goal of, oh, I am definitely going to make money from this. That's why I'm doing it, because I'm making money. Like I said, I'm doing this because I'm getting to share something that I love, and that's sort of the main thing. I love doing this, and whether I make money or not, whether I get 2 views, whether I get 2 million views on a video, I'll keep putting these videos out just because it's what I enjoy doing, and like I say, it takes my mind off everything. But I hope you guys aren't just like thinking, oh, shut up. I really don't. That's not what I wanted this video to be at all. I just thought I'd try something a little bit different, and I thought I'd just go out there and I've been limiting myself the past couple of videos what I talk about. I've not really wanted to talk about myself because I felt a little bit weird talking about it, and I've not really wanted to talk about anything other than the game. But I sort of come to realise that maybe if I do just talk about other stuff as well, it might just interest people a little bit more, because we are humans are quite nosy creatures. It's just fact. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say now. This is only, well, I say it's only a shortish video. I think we get more done in this video than any other video, actually, because I've sort of gone for a new sort of style with this video. I've decided to sort of speed up the footage and just get on and build a little bit more, rather than sort of going through with you slowly what I'm doing. I feel this sort of is a bit of a better layout, although like I say, guys, if you like something better, different, just let me know. But yeah, I seem to have just like run out of stuff to say now. I don't really know. I've probably not answered everything that I even brought up, but yeah, just guys, I don't know. Well, I'm glad you guys know, because I don't know. But yeah, at the moment, I'm just sort of chilling out, being at home, not having to worry about work, I guess, which is a good thing. I'm just sort of being told I'm going in for an EEG, going to hospital again in a couple of days. In a week's time, week on Monday. But then I'm going to doctors as well on this Monday coming up, get to speak to my doctor, see how everything's going on. And then also I'm going to my bereavement counsellor, which I haven't been to him since I had my fit. In fact, it was before I had my fit. It must have been about 3 months ago that I went to him, so I'm sure I'll have a lot to tell him about, which I'm sure will be fun. I'll probably tell him about you guys. You'll probably think, blooming out, you've vented to 2 people. I'm sure you think I'll need you. But, yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I'm going to try to be a little bit more open with you guys and just talk about anything, just because I think it's a bit more interesting than me sitting there just going, and I'm going to place a crate anytime now. There we go, sort of thing. I think it's just, I feel like this video might be one of my better videos that I've made so far, just because of the type of video I've made with the actual footage. So a little bit more is getting done. It's a bit more interesting. And also I've had a bit of a topic, I guess, to talk about. And I will try to do it a bit more. I'll try sort of talk a bit more about just stuff rather than what's going on the screen. I'll try and make it a bit more interesting to listen to, rather than me just telling you guys what's going on, because you can clearly see what's going on. But yeah, that's sort of, I guess that's sort of a look into my life, I guess. I mean, if there's anyone else that is sort of watching my videos, that I guess as well, you guys could be watching my videos because you sort of are stressed out and you just need something to get away from all the stresses that's going on, and this might help you. By all means, I'm more than happy to sort of just have a chat. I mean, I know I'm saying this at the moment and my channel's quite small, so I've not really got anything to do apart from upload videos, so I've got the time now to be able to sort of chat to you guys and be a bit more involved. And if it does end up being that this channel gets quite big, which I hope it does, by all means, it'd be, like I said, mean everything to me. I'll still try be as involved as I can with you guys and sort of chat to you guys. I'd like to feel that you'd come here to sort of just chill out and just feel a little bit better about yourself. Also, I've just got to point out here. Sorry, I know that's a bit of an abrupt ending. When I did this bit of recording here, I did a separate bit of recording where I meant to just go around and sort of show you everything like finished, and that doesn't end up happening. I sort of do a bit of building, but I sort of left it at sort of a regular pace, just so when there are the bits where I am just going around the park and looking around, it's not very abrupt and rushed. I know I end up doing a little bit of extra building here just because I want to. I just can't help myself. But yeah. So like I say, I mean, I'm going to try my best. So if you guys want to talk to me, then by all means, just talk to me. I'm more than happy to have a chat and stuff like that. But yeah, that is sort of everything now that I wanted to talk about. Sort of talked about myself, really. So yeah, just yeah. You know, I just yeah. I'm just gonna keep saying yeah because that seems to be what I'm doing now. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. As always, it does mean a lot to me if you do like and comment and subscribe to me. It does mean a lot. It makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like I am entertaining you guys. And at the end of the day, that's sort of what I'm wanting to do a little bit. Anyway, I'll see you later, guys, and have a good day.